When the Minnesota Vikings pulled off the trade for Yannick the Freak Ngakoue, us plebeian fans were like, ooh, they're going to pair him with Danielle Hunter as opposed to replace Danielle, who had the tweak. Yeah. And then after trading a second and a conditional fifth and paying him $12 million, his one pressure and zero goose egg D'Angelo Russell sack game against Green Bay left Vikings fans like, where's the beef? Huh? And then Ngakoue brought the entire beef train to Indy when he recorded 4 pressures and a strip sack on Sunday. It was great to see. That also marks 3 straight games against the Colts where he has a strip sack. I mean, he just absolutely owns Anthony Costanzo. It's beautiful to see. And he was one of the lone bright spots for the Vikings on defense. Like, it's Harrison, it's Kendricks, and last Sunday it was Yannick Ngakoue. That's really about it. Now, so it looks like Yannick has shaken off that rust because that was a concern because no OTAs, no training camp, and there is a difference between in shape, which Yannick obviously is, and NFL game shape. But it looks like that rust is gone, had that Rust-Oleum going for him. He's ready to rock and roll, which is great because the Vikings pass rush is non-existent. It ain't there, and is one of the big reasons why the entire defense has suffered because football is played on defense from front to back. Even though Zimmer wants to build it from back to front. Yeah. Pass rush is a clone that covers up a lot of stink on a defense. And if you don't got it, not great, right? So the Vikings have 1 sack on the season and 16 total pressures. 16. And if you take out Harrison and Kendricks, the D-line has generated 7 non-Yannick Ngakoue pressures, which is just embarrassing. Like when Shamar Stephen is tied for the lead for most non-Yannick pressures on this team, not great. It isn't great. Fadi's been disappointing. He had major opportunities. Talk about fool's gold. Well, hey, step up, man. You have a starting opportunity. You have the talent to do it, but we just haven't seen it through 2 games. And also, it's not like you're getting all the attention because a lot of attention is now going towards Yannick, right? So step on up, unsheathe the sword, as well as the interior trio of Shamar Stephen and Jaleel Johnson and Armon Watts have been an unmitigated disaster on the interior. They can't stop the run. They can't penetrate and get a pass rush. But other than that, they're really, really, really good. And Yannick, I mean, to his credit, have stepped up, learned a new scheme on the fly, even though a lot of his job is like, hey, line up wide and go get the quarterback. But also in his corner, he's got 2 familiar foes yet again the next 2 weeks as the Vikings AFC South tour continues. So they got the Titans week 3 at US Bank Stadium. Oh yeah, all the home crowd is just going to really amp up and just really help out the pass rush. Great. So the Titans, Yannick has generated 3 pressures and a strip sack last season, 2 games versus Tennessee. Also recorded the best PFF grade of his season last year at 90.5 in the second game against the Titans. And then week 4, he got Houston coming up. And even though they do have the very solid left tackle Laramie Tunsil, Yannick racked up 4 pressures, including 3 quarterback hits in 1 game. He missed the other one with injury against Deshaun Watson and the Texans last season. So great lineup coming up for Yannick. Familiarity is certainly going to help out there. Plus, he's getting more in game shape. He's getting more entrenched into the scheme. And potentially, you could get Danielle Hunter week back. I'm good at English. You get Danielle Hunter back week 4. Nailed it. As he potentially comes off of IR, depending on what the status of his tweak is. And the Vikings have been pretty mum on that. Of course, you knew that they were gonna. So I'm hopeful that Danielle is back in some capacity week 4 because that potentially could turn around the season. Because if you can rush the passer effectively, that's going to improve cornerback play. That's going to improve coverage. Defense is going to get their ass off the field. They're going to be less tired late, so they're just going to be less beaten up on later on in the game as well as later on in the season. Offense is going to get the ball in better field position with their asses not backed up against the goal line, resulting in safeties and 3 straight regular season games. How's that happen? How does that happen? Right? So thank goodness for Yannick the Freak. So hopefully he can get us through one more game. Hopefully at US Bank Stadium against the Tennessee Titans, he can rack and stack it up yet again against Dennis. what's his name, and then Taylor Lewan. Yeah, so he's going to bring the stanky heat. Then Danielle Hunter comes back. All of a sudden, the Vikings have the best edge rushing duo in the NFL. They actually played James Lynch on the defensive interior, so the Vikings can get after it. They can hunt, and then also that then improves the secondary, and all of a sudden, they're getting their ass off the field. The offense gets the ball in better field position. They can score. They can sustain drives, and all of a sudden, this team is back in business. We got a stew going, baby. Woo! And it's all thanks to Yannick the Freak Ngakoue. All right, but your thoughts. Yannick's starting to heat up. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. You want to support that work, pull some in the Venmo. But until next time, Skull, production value.